Good morning, friends, and welcome to our full moon tarot party. I am tickled to be here. I planned to do a setup a little bit differently. I brought along a few decks. We're going to actually have 3 cards for each person's reading. This is a really special full moon. It's the full moon in Aquarius, and I received a message this morning. There's a app called The Pattern, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it because it does teach how to be kind to yourself when you're trying to go through life's changes. Because the sign you were born under has created a pattern of behavior that lies underneath your personality. I don't know a whole lot about astrology, but I do know that there are tendencies around my Scorpio nature that once I accept myself, I will be more at peace. And when I'm at peace, ouch, oh, when I'm in peace is when I'm at my best. And so, what I read this morning is that this full moon in Aquarius can be difficult if you're going through a time where you're just not sure about yourself, that you feel like you need to compromise yourself to match the other people in your life. And that will bring you nothing but misery. Believe me, I have tried to do that over time, to be in tune so much with the people that love me that I lose myself in the midst of it. Magnificent. Welcome, Lilith child. So glad you guys are here. As I was mentioning, I'm going to actually draw 3 cards for each person that wants a full moon reading today. Now, you guys know I normally only do 1 card readings, but it's so important that we accept our flaws. If we try to be perfect, we are going to make ourselves crazy. So if you want to look that up yourself, you can go online and look up what is the meaning of this Aquarius full moon that we're having, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so magnificent success. Thank you, Nari. I always get goosebumps when I see Nari is here because it really is miraculous that she found my channel. She never even used YouTube a month ago, and suddenly I popped into her life, and I don't understand how that happens, but I love the magic. So, magnificent success is setting the standard this morning, the very first gratitude of the morning, because that's your only payment. You will put something positive into the stream, what's going well for you, and then my suggestion is you allow the cards to speak to you. If you do have a question, I will attempt, well, it's going to be hard because there's so many people. So I just so strongly recommend that you receive this message from the moon. Now, the first deck that we're going to use is the manifesting moon, the Moonology Manifestation Oracle cards. If you're not familiar with the work of Yasmin Boland, she has a YouTube channel and she is wonderful. Hi, Amanda. Oh, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. And Amanda's been back. I mean, you guys who are visiting me again and again, you have no idea how that is meaningful to me. So, what we're going to do here is the first reading will be for magnificent success. May we all have that during this full moon. And then I'm just going to work my way right down the line as the morning goes forward. Nari, hang on. I'm seeing you. Lilith will be next, Amanda, and then Nari. And then I'm just going to go down the line and I will be watching for gratitudes and I'm going to read for as many of you as I can. So, our second deck is the Moon Magic deck. Love this one. And our third deck is our traditional tarot. So, each person for your gratitude today, you get a triple blessing. So, let me get the cards ready. Thank you for your patience. I actually have an open window today, and the breeze is blowing in, and it feels so good. I'm just grateful for it. So, first, pour to ask the angels and guides to guide me, come into alignment with the desire for peace of mind and the acceptance of transformation. This full moon is a challenge if you have had some issues around self acceptance. So don't be surprised if something in you feels a little uncomfortable today. I'm just going to set these aside so you guys can see them because I haven't done a 3 card reading like this. So I'm not sure in my little bitty staging area how it's all going to look. Okay, so as I go through watching for people who are grateful for something in their life, I will be drawing 3 cards for each gratitude. Don't be surprised if some of the reading feels like it's deeply personal to you. Birds of a feather flock together. Listen, you guys, let me tell you something. Yesterday, a woman from South Africa wrote to me. Not going to use her name. She came in, she doesn't even know how she found the reading. And the card that was selected for her was so meaningful. She wrote me a lengthy email to explain how blown away she was to find our channel. And I say our, because you guys are all helping me create this beautiful content. I was so moved by her story. I was shocked because who even knows why the words we choose could bless someone else, right? So magnificent, thank you so much. I will be putting timestamps. I'm trying to keep caught up with things. So if you want to go back and review, check later today and I'll have the timestamps. So first card for today, we have, I'm just going to draw right after off the top for us today, just so that it's easy. And we have, these are your cards, magnificent. Okay, so we have 3 cards for each. So let's play. Let's see what happens. All right. I was drawn to get some other tool also, but I don't want to get carried away. But I know this is a party, and so we should have a festive attitude. So let's take a peek. What do we have first for you, magnificent? We have the beautiful. Let's see. Make sure you guys can see. Okay. We have the beautiful full moon in Sagittarius. Now it's full moon in Aquarius this time, but the message is see the bigger picture. So, what's going on for you, magnificent? What is it that you need to know about seeing the bigger picture? The first thing I'm aware of here is just the solitude of the figure. So, I feel, where's my little pointer here? Mhm. I feel like what the universe is calling you to is I just don't like not having a pointer. Hang on for a second, you guys. Oh, this will work beautifully. I think that this is green aventurine, and you know our friend Gigi, my green aventurine fan, but I'm going to use this because the green is the color of the heart chakra. Okay, and when you're struggling with self acceptance, it can be very helpful sometimes to wear green, have a green crystal, or just thinking when you're walking around the world, look for green things. That will raise your vibration of self love. So, Seth, what I'm seeing for you, Magnificent, is I think you are a bit in solitude and standing on the outside of something. I feel like you're sensing that you're too small, you don't understand how to take the next step, and yet you feel there's something important that you're supposed to be doing. The moon can be very helpful for you, Magnificent, because it can help you with your timing. I'm not really into astrology deeply, but I love how each step I take to learning about it is helping me accept myself. Now I can't help but see this finger that's pointing at the moon, right? This is your oracle card on the moon magic, and we'll open that in a moment. But seeing the big picture, I think, is going to involve bringing some people into your life, that you cannot accomplish your dream without people helping you. That's kind of my gut feeling. Let's turn over your. Okay. And so, what we have here for your tarot card, Magnificent, is the Tower. Now, this card is very cool because it is showing that I love. Let's just take a closer look. See how the crown is being blown off the top of the tower. There's something about how you used to think about things. There's something you have limiting beliefs that are simply old habits because you are not who you used to be, are you, Magnificent? Not even close. And I think one of the things that's been troubling you is that the people closest to you don't notice you're changing. And you want to shake them by the shoulders and say, hey, look, I'm not who I thought I was. And so I would appreciate it if you all would see me that way too. The trouble is that we cannot control other people, can we? Absolutely not. So for you, when you look for a bigger picture, what you're going to be looking for yourself is who appreciates you that's not in your family. This is such an important message. I think every single person that's listening can benefit. So thank you, Magnificent, for drawing this set of cards for our first reading at the party. Because when you are feeling sorry for yourself because you're so damn lonely and nobody's paying attention to you in your own family, believe me, there are strangers like me. I'm a stranger to you. And yet there's something about the story that comes out on your behalf that radiates connection. Isn't that true? So, those of you who feel like your family just doesn't get you, step away from that story and take a look at the bigger picture. All right. If you can resonate with this, hit the thumbs up because I'm sure that Magnificent is not the only one to have this message today. And now, your moon magic card for you, Magnificent Success, is I assess matters carefully and discern wisely. Isn't that a beautiful message? It can seem like there's this tower, this grief and sadness, and why won't they listen? But on the other hand, in the big picture, I value you. I don't know what your spiritual giftedness is. I don't need to. I know that each of us is put together here as a flawed being. We're not supposed to be perfect. We're supposed to be adjustable, right? So there you have it. Magnificent. Your 3 card reading. Thank you so much for being here. I'm tickled pink, and I think this is going to work out just fine. So let's go on here. And we have Lilith. Lilith, now that's a tongue twister, Lilith child. But I do love, I was taking a look at the legend of Lilith, and Lilith has had a very dramatic history over time. And so I feel like that's so true for you, my friend, that you have had kind of a, how would I say it, a dramatic, a dramatic history. Even though I barely know you because you're new here on the channel, the truth is that there's a kindred spirit here. So let's pick your 3 cards. And we have for you New Moon in Taurus. Know your worth. That gives me goosebumps flowing down my shoulders because remember, this full moon in Aquarius is about accepting your warts, accepting your. Of course, we can say, oh, yeah, I love my sense of humor. I love my sense of style. I love all of that. I just don't want anybody to know the uglier parts of me. And mind you, there's no ugly parts of you. Let's just take a look at my little statue here, Lilith. I hope you don't mind that I delay your reading for a minute. But you guys know, if you're regular visitors, that I'm a big fan of Abraham Hicks. And they have a gazillion videos out there, that's not even an exaggeration, all teaching that we have this greater part of ourselves, the part that's invisible, the part that is filled with love for you. Can you imagine? There's a part of you that is constantly loving you. So why do you feel unloved? That's because the 1% or the 5% of you that's human is kind of controlling the show by how you pick what you're thinking about. So if you forget that you are a divine being, invisible, blended with your human personality, once you forget that, you feel miserable because life is way too hard if you're by yourself. All right, Magnificent. I have a sense that you can relate to this also. I know I do. And part of the reason I love you all so much because the connection that I feel with you is as real as if you were sitting here with me. And I'm learning to trust my inner being to draw to me people that get me instead of chasing people who don't get me. So, this is a big message for all of us today. Thank you, Lilith, for allowing this little bit of your reading to be an ambassador for everyone else. So, many times when you're learning to know your worth, you could go it comes from the deep, dark, shadowy times. So for you, my dear Lilith, you are going through that, aren't you? You're going through almost an eclipse where you feel that you've lost your light. However, in the cycle of the universe, we have the new moon and the full moon. And the new moon is the time when the moon is eclipsed by the earth. And so, what this shows me, Lilith, is you are verging on a new birth for yourself. And that every step you take right now is going to align yourself with your worth. There's something very valuable about that for you. Let's open up your tarot card and see what it has to say. And we have this Eight of Pentacles, and these are such tiny cards. Let me just draw it forward so you can see it well. So, with the Eight of Pentacles, it shows about working on your skills. This is a fantastic card for someone who's going through grief or going through a big change because it can be such a jarring experience to have a loss or to feel a change was forced on you, like you have to move because of your job, or certainly if someone passes away, you have to adjust. There is no option. So, what I have found to be helpful is to jump into a skill. What is something that you loved to do when you were a teenager? Something that entertained you, something you might have even gotten paid for. But there are skills that you have right now that you can sharpen and get good at. Can you monetize some of those skills? Very likely, because the pentacles, of course, are the suit of our financial security. So it just shows that this is a time to kind of batten down the hatches. Be careful with how you manage your financial life right now. And if you do get any fear or doubt, ask yourself, what skills could I work on right now that would distract me, entertain me, and build up my self concept? All right. Part of the self acceptance message for you, my dear Lilith, is that the good and the bad mix together. See how the grid work of the background behind this figure? That's imagine that this diagonal are the good experiences we go through, and this diagonal are the uncomfortable experiences we go through. It's a balance. It happens up and down always. And then if you look at the look on his face, he is definitely content with working on something that's a skill that can be used. And one other thing I'm noticing is that the hat is red. And so the red is the color of the root chakra. Many times when life gets very uncomfortable, it shakes us to our very root, doesn't it? There's a wonderful root chakra meditation by Jessica Heslop, and it's in the community. So do scroll through there and find that meditation. I think it'll be most helpful for you. Now let's grab your moon magic card. I'm glad to be drawing three cards for you guys today instead of one. It allows so much more information. Oh, beautiful. Again, I am so moved by how the cards all go together from a random draw here. And I flow towards my goal. I am strongly protected as I go. This promise from the moon energy, Lilith, is so important for you. Notice this black, right? I mean, there's a lot of dark energy right now with what you're going through, but as you flow and keep in harmony with your inner alignment, make sure that your heart is right and take the time you need to process this. I would say that this next 2 weeks, by time the new moon comes in Taurus, it's not in Taurus, I don't think, but when the new moon comes and it disappears from the sky, I believe you will be having an insight sometime in the next 2 weeks that are going to give you a lot of inner guidance for your next steps. Okay? Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. Next, we have Amanda. And you guys remember, if you add a thank you to the stream, that's your ticket to get your 3 card reading today. And I will be doing as many as I can here before my phone decides it needs to be charged. So next we have Amanda, who, the apple tree. I love apples and I love them dipped in peanut butter, and that's one of my favorite treats. And recently did some research, and apples actually are quite good for you. An apple a day keeps the doctor away is true. So, Amanda, the first thing I feel for you is that there could be a message for you around how you're taking care of yourself physically. How is your inner being in agreement, in harmony with what you're feeding your body spiritually, mentally, and physically? Your moon magic card, look at that eyeball on there. Hmm. Is the universe asking you to keep an eye on yourself? Is there, now remember, the whole theme of this Aquarius new full moon that we have right now is about, it's especially, it can be uncomfortable for people who have to look at something about themselves that maybe they don't want to. That's the reason I'm doing 3 card readings today, because I feel like you all would really appreciate a deep dive, relatively, on these issues. Now, if any of you, while you're watching me, you wish you could have a full reading, a private reading, I do create recordings for people who want them. And so here's the website. It'll take you right to the page that explains how I do my readings. All right. Now, Murphy, I've got my window open, and when he sees somebody walk by, he can sometimes act up. So, Amanda, let's turn your cards. And the first card we have is Be Humble. Now, this is something that's a trick, because a lot of times we have a habit of being humble when we're out in public, that we do want to have people see us as humble. We don't want to be seen as, hang on a second. I'm just reading your reached out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Your Virgo. Oh, your Virgo reached out to you right when you were going to delete them. How interesting, right? So I love that you're here, because your angels are keeping their eye on you. Now, the Be Humble card is a card of ask for help. If you need help and you can't figure it out, don't do this alone. Another thing is, if your friends and relatives would be overjoyed if you broke up with this person, that's often a very good sign. So the idea is, there's a person that had made a quote. I can't remember who said it right now, but it is, when in doubt, don't. When in doubt, don't. Only walk backward. Only walk backwards if you have to. It has to be such a judgment call, black and white. Is it best to go backward into the past where things are done? Is it best to go forward into the future where it's brand new? Or is it best to stay in the middle? Most times, X's are X's for a reason. So don't make this decision alone. Now, let's see what our card is. Now, I will show you guys. See the corner of this card? The last time I used this deck, I accidentally held it over the flame and it singed the card. So the fact that this is your card, Amanda, I think you've been singed by this person. You know what it means, being singed? Where you're just burnt a little bit. This person might be a breadcrumber. I didn't even know what breadcrumbing was until I hate to tell you how old, but breadcrumbing is when you're with someone who just gives you enough, just enough to keep you in the game, but they're not fully committed. So it's interesting that that singed card came out for you, Amanda, and it is the Chariot. So the Chariot is a card. Let me pull it close. I keep forgetting I'm using such tiny cards today. The Chariot is, look at how, see the black and white of the yin and yang matches that black and white. And we also have the dark pharaoh and the white pharaoh. So the Chariot moves fast. It's an ironic card for you, Amanda, because it just the timing of how this person came back for you, it did rush in. So energy is rushing in. And I will tell you, I don't understand how this works, but in breakups, often when you are really ready to cut the person off, they feel it. They feel it and they move. But again, why didn't they move sooner? What's going on here? So please, Amanda, go to the description box and you'll find something called the soulmate generator. If you use that tool, I think it will help you clear any doubt that you have, because this person would have to offer you a different pattern of behavior. Isn't that true? If you are almost ready to drop them, then chances are that I'm sorry, this is also crowded today, gosh. But see the solitude of this figure? They're meditating. And I feel like the person that's coming back right now would be pulling you away from the work that you need to do. I just sense that there was a reason you almost deleted them. And like I said, I don't understand how it works, but there's some kind of crazy magic that happens when, especially today with the full moon, where when you start to leave them back, they don't like that and they reach. And in fact, if you look at the look on his face, he just looks concerned. But again, I would say, well, where was that concern last month? Make sure that this is sincere. Ask for help if you need it. Now let's see what your moon magic card is. Look at that eye, keeping their eye on things. I am honest with myself and others. Beautiful message for you, Amanda. It's like being able to be honest with yourself. Now, there's Louise Hay is an author. She's not here on the planet anymore, but thankfully her videos are. But one of the things she recommends is to look right in the mirror and tell yourself what you think is the truth. So look in the mirror and say, I am 100% comfortable being with a person like this. Say that to yourself 3 times. I am 100% comfortable being with a person like this. What I have found is that you can't say it if it's not true. You just can't. Your mouth looking at your eyes saying that untruth. So, this is your big challenge. Can you accept that you deserve something better than this, Amanda? Can you? Let's check it out. Again, I would measure, like I say to you guys, measure yourself to the next full moon. Write it down, write down an intention to let something go here. And then when it's full moon again, see what's happened in your life. Alrighty? Okay, let's move on. And next is Nari. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I am really grateful for you. Tanisha, welcome. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. You guys will see these beautiful people in the blue lettering. These are people who have volunteered to help me out. And I'm so grateful because it's a little overwhelming to have so many loving people come for help. So thank you, my team. So, Nari, I'm eager to do your reading. And then let me just look ahead here and see. Hi, Rashika. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Kiana. I love my little stars. And the thing is about the stars is that they're all about healing. And this time, this particular full moon is hard on us because we want to believe that we're cared for. We want to believe that the universe is a beneficent place, beneficent. It's good. There's good available even in hard times. And this particular full moon presses the envelope. It makes it hard to believe that. When Dove says no one cares, that's the energy that's coming up for people. That you hear someone like me, and we're saying how easy it is, ha ha ha, to live a life in peace. In reality, we always have to let go of things to find that peace. So Nari is next, and then Anshika. grateful for your lifestyle that you're living right now. Absolutely fabulous. You're going to be my next person. Add the gratitude to the stream, and I will do my best to get to every gratitude I can today. So there's your Moonology manifestation card. Here is your Moon Magic card, very pretty. And then here is your tarot. So, Nari, let's see what the cards have for you in this powerful full moon. Now, knowing enough about you, even though I barely know you, I do know that nature is extraordinarily important for you. So, even that you would give your time to be here in the reading, which is like technology's the opposite of nature. I feel for you, Nari, before I even flip the cards, that you are going into a major shift and that this time is more important than ever to understand that you will feel doubt, and doubt is not bad. You will feel insecure, but that's not bad either. Letting go of our old habits changes our lives forever, and gratitude is the key. So, what we have here, my dear Nari, what a perfect card for you. Go wild. We are the Leo, we're right on the edge, aren't we? I think that we're still in Leo energy. So, the fact that you have attracted this particular reading right now in the Leo season, all I can see is this beautiful portal that the moon, as it's depicted here, has this glow. And there's, let me count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 radiating circles, which shows me it's kind of like a tunnel. And that as you enter into this time of change, you've got this desert. See, we've got the cactuses here. So this is a dry time. You're coming out of a dry time and you're going into something new, something juicy, something really successful for you. But what I'm seeing here is that the lion's back is to the portal. So your strength of personality, your determination, your never give up, that part of your personality could possibly be in your way because leaning on strength that used to work for you is just not working anymore. In the strength card, wouldn't that be wild if this was a strength card? But the strength card in the tarot shows a woman taming a lion. So if you have your own tarot deck, uh, Nari, I would pull that strength card out and meditate on it today because you do need to always remember, excuse me, and I have to take a sip of tea, a little bit of interference in my throat, which always means throat chakra issues. Let me just take a sip. Part of what you're learning right now, Nari, is to speak your truth and trust it. But we do need to remember that you're now see, okay, I'm gonna interrupt. You need to remember that your highest self, your divine being, is bigger than you know and guiding you every day. The fear, the doubt, and the insecurity exists in your personality. I know with your shamanic work that you do, this is probably very resonant with that. So you might want to ask your guides about this message on how to capitalize on the strength card in the tarot to give you the tools to go wild. All right, let's look at our tarot card. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. This goes perfect. Here she is. There she is, the woman. Because the 9 of Pentacles shows a single and successful woman. In fact, this is a woman that may be misunderstood because they don't seem to need anybody. They radiate, I'm just fine, thank you. This is a great card for people who want to be single or who enjoy being single because the culture may teach that being connected and being within a family unit is the highest and best, but that's simply not true for everyone. And this is a promise from the divine to support you, Nari, in this journey. This energy, Nine of Pentacles, is the key for you to turn around and walk through this portal, even though you're not sure. You're just not sure at the moment. You are being protected and you're being guided by deep spiritual wisdom. And I would say for you too, that I feel like your ancestors, like this is a place in your situation where your ancestors are really wanting to speak to you, and your next steps are far more impactful than you know. Okay, so when in doubt, don't. Make sure that your heart is lined up because you need to do what you do, whatever's your own personal magic, to turn around and start walking through those portals. All right. And so now let's take a look at your, oops, I see dog hair on it. Whoop. We're going to look at your, let me see. I want to show you guys the name of this. This the Moon Magic deck. Isn't that pretty? But the picture on the outside, look at how little you can see, Nari. There's almost nothing on this card but dark. So I just see this as the dawning of something really fun and exciting for you. Okay, let's turn over the card. Oops, upside down and see what it says. I seek truth and act upon my realizations. Absolutely. You're all of us. When we face the self doubt, when we face our inner struggle, it's dark. But when you look into it and really seek truth, you're going to find your way, I promise. So, a couple of affirmations for this. Even though I don't like the dark, I know a part of me is ready for change. Even though I kind of fear going through that portal into the future, the truth is, I know I don't want to stay where I'm at. Even though what Catherine's saying sounds all hopeful and everything, and I want to feel optimistic, the truth is, I need to find my own anchor in my own soul. Okay? Gorgeous reading for you, my dear friend Nari. Those of you who are enjoying these readings, I come live every day. Make sure that you subscribe, hit the thumbs up so you'll be notified because I do as best I can to honor my gratitudes as quickly as I go through. I don't want to be speaking too fast here. So let's carry on. Okay, so we have Anshika. Hi, Anshika. I love you are next. And Priya Angel, you will be next. I love my dreams. That's so cool. So add your gratitude, feed the people who need to see that you can stay grateful even though you're in a pickle. In my culture, if they say you're in a pickle, it means you're facing a problem that is looks like it can't be solved, but there's a sense of humor in it that they call it a pickle. So let's all have a little lightheartedness as we try to maneuver ourselves through this tricky full moon. Don't be surprised if things feel a little discouraging because the moon itself is bringing the energy of self-reflection. And when that happens, often the moon is asking us to release a bad habit or something that is no longer serving us, something in our life that really is ready for change. So here's your three cards, Anshika. Let's take a look. The first card is the full moon in Scorpio. So don't be surprised if there is a Scorpio in your life who's giving you a bit of a hard time, Anshika. Okay, I am a Scorpio. I would like to apologize to all of you guys for my Scorpio-ness because when my stinger comes out, it's not pretty. I have a tone that comes into my voice and I can hear it in myself. And I partly want to think, Catherine, man, do you need to be that sharp? But in a way, I, in my past, I didn't get attention if I wasn't sharp enough. So this might be showing you, Anshika, that you're under a lot of tension, but there you need to realize that you don't need to protect yourself as much as you think. Your divine guidance is here to to help you deal with your frustration. So, Anshika, right now, and you guys, the rest who can relate to this, write down the name of someone that's on your last nerve. Right now, go ahead. Write down the name of someone who's bothering you, someone that you're lonely for, another human who is pulling you out of the stream of well being. This person is pulling you out of alignment. When you think of the person, you have worry, fear, or doubt, and it feels impossible to get back into the stream of well-being because of their behavior. Anybody relate to that? Hit the thumbs up. I would hit my own thumbs up if I could, because I have a few people that are on the annoying side. They don't throw me into a black depression, but if they behave differently, I would feel better. Could that be true? Am I, and are you, Anchika? Is that, yes, Anchika, are you waiting for somebody else to wake up before you can move forward? So breathe through the tension. Meditation, meditation, meditation. For you to learn what does it feel like for your body to breathe while you're awake. So closing your eyes, you don't have to do fancy affirmations, you don't have to do fancy thinking, but as you sit quietly and feel your body breathe, start with just 5 minutes, eyes closed, and just be with your body as it breathes. You don't have to force yourself to do a certain kind of breath, nothing like that. But the focus on the physical nature of your body will always draw you back into well being. Start with 5 minutes and see if you can get yourself to 15. If you practice yoga, wonderful. But isn't it true that even when you know yoga would help, you just rather feel sorry for yourself? I call this the poor me syndrome. When you're so locked into what's not working out that you forget that you have a divine source right in the center of your being. Your divine source is bigger than you. It is you. You carry divine energy. If you forget that you're partially divine, you're just going to feel more miserable. Abraham Hicks teaches that the only time you feel miserable is when you forget you have the spirit part of you. You forget that you have angels and guides that love you so much. So if you need to break tension with somebody, learning how to sense your own breathing is a very quick cure. Now let's turn your tarot card and see what we have. Yes, indeed, the Queen of Cups. The need for self-love here is profound, Anshika. You may be the kind of person that cares for other people more than you care for yourself. The Queen of Cups has what we call a fatal flaw. And this full moon may be the perfect time for you to create some inner magic for yourself using that beautiful energy whenever it's nighttime in your world. The energy of this moon, it goes from tonight till Wednesday, I believe I read. It's called a super moon, a super blue moon, and it's so filled with radiant energy to help us accept ourselves more deeply that it's the energy's lasting for a couple of days. So whenever you happen to see this message, take it to heart. When you look at her face, she's not overjoyed. She's looking into the cup, but there's not joy here. That's our sign that she is putting somebody else's emotional needs ahead of herself, that her spark is being used to care for others. Now there's nothing wrong with that. We love the Queen of Cups. I radiate with the Queen of Cups. That's why you guys like to hear my voice, because the divine uses me to comfort and to encourage people. I was trained as a hospice volunteer. I worked at the pet cemetery, and I've been giving advice my whole life. But I have learned the hard way that if I put everyone else first and take care of myself last, I'm simply not as effective. All right. The fact that this is a Scorpio reading, there may be a Scorpio that's in your past that has broken your heart. And remember, I started by apologizing for all Scorpios. But try this breathing technique, would you, Anshika? And here's my email address. Are you guys my moderators? Thank you for taking care of me, you guys. But here's my email address for any of you that wants to reach out. I do have a private community that I'm creating, and I'd love to invite you to be part of it. All you need to do is write to me. My moderators will put my email address in there for you. So, Anshika, this is so cool. Look at this gorgeous picture. So, what I'm seeing here is that there is a brand new, fresh start coming here. Okay. One of my little readings that I put out today is about a fresh start. It says abracadabra on it. So be sure to check out the abracadabra reading because there's something magical in store for you in this very powerful full moon, Anshika. That's dawn of a new day. All right. So there is something. I know it's hard. It feels selfish to put your own needs first. I hear you. But if we don't, we can't go any further. Have you ever wondered why? It's because if you start leaning on your own strength rather than depending on your divine soul to guide you, you will have symptoms of exhaustion or burnout. Okay, let's see what your card says. I know myself deeply and find myself worthy. Absolutely a dynamite thank you cards because this is so true. You are a loving being, Anshika, and you do desire to support the people you love. But what you're not seeing is that you are worthy of your own love. Can you take care of yourself with as much determination as you're taking care of everyone else? This is kind of a burnout energy here, my friend. There's a fantastic meditation on burnout, and you'll find it on Love the Life You Live YouTube channel, Jessica. And I listen to it myself. It's powerful. But taking care of yourself is your big message. And you know what, Anshika? I know for a fact that you are not the only one who needs that message today. Okay? Priya, welcome. I'm so grateful for you being here. Fantastic. And Rashika, thank you for your gratitude just to help be an ambassador to help the people understand how to play the game. And I am going to draw you your three cards here because you are such a blessing to me, Rashika. I appreciate you deeply for stepping in to help me. So, Priya, let's draw your. I love that you love your dreams, and dreams that come during the full moon cycles can be very interesting. So, the first thing I want to say to you, Priya, is to watch your dreams and write them down. When you wake up in the morning, write those dreams down because I think that you're going to be really delighted when you go back and read them later. Interesting, this is a sunrise picture, and I was just saying about writing your dreams down when you wake up, and here's your tarot card. So let's move our cards off to the side. Are you guys enjoying the three card readings today? You're getting a little bit more information. I hope that you're finding it fun. Okay, thank you for being at my party. I love tarot parties. All right, so now we have, oh gosh, I love this card. So Priya, excuse me, let me grab some tea. I hope I'm not talking too fast today because I'm trying to get as many readings as I can. Thank you for your patience. So, first quarter moon in Aries, step into your power. Priya, I feel that this is such an important message for you. You may be in a place where you don't feel all that powerful right now. You may be working for somebody that is not taking good care of you, treating you properly. You could be learning to live in a way that's different from your family. You may have such a desire for freedom and walking a different path than everybody else thinks that would be best for you. And I understand that energy. And I know, Priya, that you are not the only person on the call right now who's hearing my voice who has these issues where they feel they are on a leash, that something is holding you back. And this something that's holding you back can be transitioned, transformed. Because we look at this energy here, what is that? What is this? What is this little interference that's between the figure on the card and her power? Because there's something for you, Priya, in the cycles of the moon. So I would definitely Google. There's many beautiful full moon meditations that are being posted yesterday and all the way through Wednesday. And I would recommend that for all of you guys. Just go to the YouTube search and find a meditation for this super moon that's going on right now. There's a channel called High Frequency Guru. I love her affirmations. She has a rampage of how to use the energy of this moon to change your vibration. So check her out, High Frequency Guru, and then look for the blue moon activation. I think I can't remember how long it is, but anything you listen to in it will help you because there is something in the way. There's something in your belief system, and this is yellow. So there's something in your solar plexus that's like it's an interference because you're not sure how to deal with it, but it's also an invitation. You're receiving an invitation, Priya, to step out of some old thinking and into your power. So let's take a look at your tarot card. Yes, the Knight of Swords. So this moon is charging in like a knight. Da 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 da! Fast moving energy coming through a storm. Notice that X. Notice the X that's on the sword. So, what it's showing is you don't need to be violent. You don't need to hurt feelings. You don't need to use a sword against anyone. It's more the control of walking into this with a solid knowledge that you are following your divine wisdom. Okay, this is an energy of I can handle anything. It could also symbolize that there's somebody coming forward into your life right now. It doesn't really show me what life area. It's just a general, so it could be a friend. It could be even my voice at the moment that's carrying this message to you. It's coming in a hurry. There's a sense of urgency about it. There's something that you need to understand, that you don't have to be sharp to claim your power, that you don't have to slice and dice and be too strong. You can back off because the truth is you deserve to be treated with respect. An affirmation you could use would be, even though if I feel intimidated to step forward, the truth is I'm ready for this. Even though I don't know how to step into my power without the sharp part of my personality peeking out, the truth is, I can make an intention to let go of anything harsh that's still in my spirit. Even though I don't know how to do this, the truth is, laying down my sword can't hurt me. I'm noticing all of the red here in this whole picture, the red feather, the red crossband, and I'm seeing that family of origin could have something to do with this, where the way you were raised and the way you were conditioned to think could be holding you back. Remember my quote, what you think about, you bring about. What you think about, you bring about. It's a law. So as you change your thoughts toward the situation, you will change the whole situation. Check out in the description box there's something called the worry cure, the cure for worry. And I think that that particular tool will be very helpful for you. I think you're worried about how to step into your power. And when you use the worry cure, I think you're going to get some really wonderful comfort. Now let's take a look at your moon magic card. Look how barren this landscape looks, right? I mean, there's just nothing there. And the moon is so far away from us, right? And yet it has so much power over our emotions. So there is a time of barrenness, a time of being in solitude that will definitely help you, especially if you're feeling surrounded by people who don't honor your power. So, whatever this is for you, however, you can take some time for yourself, do it. All right. And we have my words and actions are of beauty, compassion, and love. So, your message, my dear Priya, is that your words and actions toward yourself. Many times we can get confused and we're so busy pouring out beauty, compassion, and love on other people. All of a sudden, we lose our power because there's like, well, now what? And who's going to take care of me? Remember, Priya, that you are in charge of taking care of you, that you have an inner being that is bigger than you, smarter than you, and never is afraid or worried. And that inner being is constantly radiating love to you. As you turn inward and embrace this power inside of you, you will get stronger than you ever thought you could be. Okay? I wish you all the best, my friend. Thank you so much. Okay, so those of you who are here, thank you. I'm moving down the list as quickly as I can and rewarding those gratitudes. But understand that it is not only possible, but very probable that these communal readings are for you, and that as you make a choice and say, yes, I agree with the resonance of this reading, you can leapfrog, jump right in to receive the medicine or the energy of a collective reading. All right. So, Rashika, it is my honor, and I understand there's a festival that's going on in your part of the world today, as you explained to me this morning. And it's a festival that honors siblings. It's very ironic, Rishika, because there's a restoration happening with one of my siblings. And it started to happen about a week ago, but it's something I never saw coming. And so the fact that in your beautiful country you celebrate the bond between siblings is very emotional for me because I'm sharing, even though I live so far apart. But I do want to know what kinds of foods and what kinds of celebrations you guys do, because it helps me understand that in some cultures the sibling relationship is very supported, and the pattern of your culture, you set a pattern that brings siblings together, and that's not true in my culture. Siblings kind of are on their own in my family. Like there's no one that's organizing. And the way we grew up, there was not that celebration of siblings. So I think it's wonderful, Rashika. And also, when I look at this beautiful picture and I see already, I'm starting ahead here, but in this picture, I see this all of this flock of birds. And to me, that's the rest of humanity. That's the rest of the family, friends, people you work with. But that sibling that you have aligned with, that decision to stay in communion with your sibling, of absolutely wonderful role model for the world. So thank you, little Rashika, such a little tiny woman carrying an ambassadorship of this message. So let's see what we have for you, Rashika. Oh, love this for you. Okay, full moon in Cancer. So see that little crab? The crab, you may be a Cancer, or there may be a Cancer in your life that's causing you some lack of security. Remember that this particular full moon is one that is shaking things up. This is making us see the parts of our lives that we think are okay, but they're really not. We need to accept the dark and the light. So the crab, when the crab gets upset, it buries itself in a hole. hang on a second. I have to sip my tea. So um, part of the problem of letting your fears dissolve is you have to be out in the light. You have to be in the light to change your patterns. If you allow yourself to use the old habit of diving into a hole or not wanting to face the things that aren't working, it will keep your fears in place. And we don't want that. So, changing the pattern of turning away from fear and instead looking at it and saying, okay, bring it. What is it? What's that? What am I really afraid of here? Do I believe I have a divine self? Do I believe that I am being guided by the divine? Do I believe in the heart of the festivals that I celebrate that are designed to keep me connected to people who love me? Oh, there's a gorgeous blue and black butterfly that just landed on the rose outside my garden. So, Rashika, you might want to look at the spiritual meaning of butterfly in Google today because I believe there's a special message for you. Let your fears dissolve. Let's take a look at our tarot card and go deeper. Another thing I'm aware of is the glow of this moon on the water. So, if there's a way that you can sit outdoors under the light of this full moon and take a moon bath, yes, there is such a thing where you sit outside, you close your eyes and rest under this beautiful light of the full moon. It's such a subtle way to bring yourself into alignment. And it feels so different from the sun, doesn't it? But you'll notice that the brightness of that moon tonight, if you're lucky enough not to have a rainy night, it lights up like day because it's so powerful. Let's take a look at your tarot. And this is wonderful, Rashika. Really love this. The Ace of Swords is a card of a fresh start, okay? A brand new start, a brand new energy. I just want to bring it up here. And what I love about this card is the light beams that are coming from the sky. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's the idea of letting yourself see, let the universe, the divine, bring light to the things that have frightened you in the past. The fear, like for example, what is it they say? You can't turn on darkness. All you can do is light a candle. Darkness does not have a switch. It's there when light is not. And look at how those the bright lights, there's three of them dropping out of the sky, dropping out of the storm. And it really does reflect beautifully on the magic of this let your fears dissolve. Another thing, Rashika, that I'm noticing is this splash of blue right in the center of the card. 100% about speaking your truth in love. As you go forward between now and the next full moon, practice saying your truth in love. Here's a couple of affirmations that can help. Even though I would never, let's say you're saying this to somebody, even though I would never hurt your feelings intentionally, I feel I might have made a mistake when I told you this thing. Please forgive me. Even though I want to be honest with you, but I'm afraid sometimes to tell you my truth, a part of me wants to start over and build something that works. Even though I know we've had some pressure and some pain in our connection, the truth is a part of me wants to help me be more courageous. All right. Um, Again, any questions or comments, Rashika, I know you have my email. You can reach out and connect. Rashika is also a member of my private community. So y'all, if you want to be closer to my world, all you have to do is send me an email and I will tell you how to come and join our private community because it's a place where I can speak. Well, I don't speak like one-on-one, but I do create content there that's more personal, and it's just for people who have more curiosity about how we can learn how to let these fears dissolve. Okay. And now let's take a look at this beautiful moon magic card for you, Rishika. I choose to nourish myself and enrich my life. I want for this to be 100% your energy, Rishika, and to allow yourself to let your fears dissolve because you will nourish yourself more fully when you're able to see your fears as smaller and disappearing. All right. Even though I don't know how, my fears are all deserving now. Deserving. They're all dissolving now. I love that personally, I use that type of affirmation almost every day. Even though I don't know how, my fears are all dissolving now. Let me say it one more time. Even though I don't know how, my fears are all dissolving now. Try that. I think you'll find it will be very helpful. Okay, let's see how we're doing time-wise. Oh my gosh, I can't believe so much time has gone by already. The three cards are taking me a little bit more time, so I apologize for the pace of the readings today. Hi, Uriel, welcome. Hi, Nari. Oh, I'm so glad to see that you're here, Shell. Beautiful. I think I've seen you here before. I'm looking for gratitudes here. Hi, Priyanka. Welcome. Priyanka, I am so grateful that you're here. I will definitely be able to pull a card for you here in a little bit. So going forward here, Nari, beautiful. Priya loves the universe. Don't fall for the devil's lies, except God's grace. Oh, I'm so grateful that W. Hunt is praying for us. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Magnificent. Bless you too. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up, for being part of the team. You guys are helping me build the energy of this channel. That's why I changed the name to Fish Out of Water and Friends. So Priya, did I already do your reading? I think I did, but if you're a different Priya, I need to know that. And what is it you're grateful for? Shilpa? Oh, Shilpa's birthday. Okay, everybody, are you ready? Shilpa has been coming back to visit me, so let's all sing happy birthday to Shilpa. Ready? One, two, three. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shilpa. Happy birthday to you. I'm glad you were born. Excellent. Everybody say happy birthday to Shilpa. Throw it into the stream. And I'm glad that you made it around the planet one more time, my friend. It's my pleasure to do a super full moon reading for you. You know what, you guys? I'm going to come back tonight. I was thinking about this morning. I'm going to come back tonight later. I'm not sure what time. It'll be dark here, but I feel like I want to do a second tarot party tonight. So anybody who's not getting a reading today in the daytime party, you can plan on coming to the nighttime party. I will set it up so you'll know what time it is, okay? And there will also be timestamps set up for, oopsie, for people who want to revisit or if you want to revisit your own reading. So Shilpa, grateful for your birthday, grateful for the universe, grateful to be alive. Look at that. That is, if I've ever seen a picture that says I'm grateful to be alive, there's none better than that. I actually went through a health challenge in 2007. It was very severe. Some people don't make it through such challenges, and for some reason, I'm still here. And I am over the moon with gratitude that I get to still be living and using my gifts even here. So thank you for being here, and thank you all for adding your thank yous to this stream. Be sure to own, claim, and just say it. I am choosing this reading for my problem, even though you are not Shilpa, because you will find that the readings for the collective can minister at a very deep level. Okay, so let's go forward with Shilpa. And Shilpa, full moon in Aquarius. Da 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 da! I wondered if this card would come out. This is exactly the energy right here. This is the card for today. Thank you, universe, for putting this into the stream. So anyone, Shilpa, you've been here many times. I'm sure you won't mind that you can be our ambassador for people who need to be real. This energy is very pronounced. It's not easy because the person you need to be real with is yourself. This is a time when the universe is knocking on your door. The universe is ringing the bell. It's asking us to look at our lives. What is not working out? The easiest way to do this, Shilpa, is write a list. Is there any human that you're blaming for your current situation? Whatever it is that you're asking about, are there any humans who have hurt you, lied to you, deserted you, abandoned you, betrayed you? If there's any blame energy, this is the full moon to get rid of it. I use a term called the poor me syndrome. The poor me syndrome, PMS, is when there's blame, there's hurt feelings about humans, because humans are very, what are they? They're loose cannons. I say that in my language, where they're risky. The more brokenhearted a person is, the more risky it is to get close to them because their own self concept, which is low, will radiate and pull in your self concept. And we don't want to become connected or tangled with someone with a low self concept because our own self concept will be lowered because of that. So important that you accept what's going on in your life right now as your blessing, Shilpa. Anything that looks like a curse is not. It's a blessing because it's helping you see patterns in your own being that are pulling you back or holding you back, like a limiting belief. So let me pull this quote. I've been using it a lot over the last couple of weeks. I wrote it down so it'd be easy to remember it. And any of you who are having an issue with this, it's hard to look at our own self. It's so much easier to blame our childhood or to blame that ex-husband or to blame the no contact person who won't talk to you. So here's a remedy. And you can say this right after me. All right, just repeat after me. I am willing to release any and all patterns within me that are separating me from people with goodwill and affection for me. Isn't that a beautiful affirmation? When we can just claim that we have patterns that are separating me from good people. And so as we are willing to release those patterns and be real about patterns that are not serving us anymore, we will make leaps and bounds of change in our relationships. And here is your tarot card. Yes, this is a card of defensiveness. See how this figure is holding his wand? He is determined to protect himself. So I feel this for you, Shilpa, that you have had people that have hurt your feelings. And in the collective, I'm sure you're not the only one. We all go through life with people who have hurt our feelings, not because that was the purpose of it, it's because we're all relatively immature. There's not a school you go to that teaches you how to get along with people. And if there is, please tell me about it because I'll advertise it. For the most part, they teach you how to read and write and do math, but there's not skill sets taught about how do you get along with people that are difficult. And it's hard to be yourself if everybody is picking on you about it, questioning. Well, why do you think like that? We weren't raised like that. There's something wrong with how you're thinking. And so it's natural to be defensive. But in this particular full moon, what you're being called to, Shilpa, is to look at the blame that you have right now. So you could have actually 6 people because you have a right to claim your space. You have a right to say, look, y'all, I'm choosing a different path. And you may not like the path, but it's my path. So right now I see there's a hummingbird feeding on the roses right outside my window. So Shilpa, be sure to Google the spiritual meaning of hummingbird because I feel like there's going to be a real blessing there for you. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Write down the name of 6 people, places, or circumstances that have hurt your feelings, okay? Be real about it. Don't hide from it. Write it down. And then create affirmations that could work for you. Even though these people are difficult for me, I'm going to let it go and trust the divine. Even though I have no idea how to change this, I know my inner being is able to help me. Even though I'm not sure what to do next, the truth is that my divine guidance knows and will help me. When you start stating needs like that to the divine, that you need divine help to figure out how to wiggle out of the situation, the victory is yours. When you are able to face the sun and be real, your shadow falls behind you, right? What a beautiful message. I will persist. My will is strong. Yes, you do have a strong will, but so far it's kind of working against you because there's a hesitation. It's a natural hesitation to avoid thinking about who you're blaming. In fact, if you say this to the wrong person, like if I said this to a friend of mine, like, you're pretty blamey there, most times they're going to reject that because they don't want to hear it. So just that you sat through this reading and you're able to be real with yourself shows that your strong will is starting to turn and be more on your benefit rather than harming you. Sometimes our own choices harm us, guys. They do. We reach in to wanting to blame someone because it makes us feel better. And this kind of discomfort is natural for the full moon in Aquarius. Very cool. Okay, excellent. Thank you guys so much. Britt, I'm glad to see you here. Excellent. All we need to do is have a gratitude. And Brett, I imagine that there is something going on in that relationship, but the readings are Green Aventurine, welcome. I wondered if this is Green Aventurine. Did you hear I picked this to be my pointer today? And I'm not sure what stone it is, but in my mind I was thinking and receiving it as the Green Aventurine, thinking of you. So I'm so grateful. You guys, Green Aventurine comes and does lives with me once a month, and we have so much fun together. Please run, don't walk to her channel and opt in. She's full of excellent readings and she makes the cutest shorts on the internet. So let's help her channel grow, okay? All right, very good. Thank you guys so much, Amanda and Nari. You guys are welcome. I know I'm kind of going through here. And it's almost 2 a.m. for Brett. Oh my gosh. A lot of times you'll find that as you pop into these readings, that you will receive from the collective. Okay, and so if I don't get to you personally, I'm going to do a second party tonight because the power of this full moon is incredible, and I want to afford a different reading so more of you can pop in. And Dog Star Tarot, oh, a good friend of mine. You guys, if you don't follow Dog Star Tarot, you don't know what's good for you. So please do go over to Dog Star at Tarot and follow beautiful Christina. She has a wonderful, tender touch with the cards. Okay? All right, so let's see. Oh, you're welcome, Nari. You're just fine. Kawati, welcome. So glad to see you here. And Lady Death, good morning. How are you? I'm glad to see you back. And Patty, I see, and that looks like that would be a difficult situation for you. And the full moon is a wonderful time for releasing. And I'm doing readings for those of you who are able to do gratitude, because no matter how things are going, there's always something you can be grateful for. So, Lady Death, I'm grateful for the people who dedicate themselves to others to achieving their dreams. Thank you, Lady Death. I receive that. It blesses me. And I know that there are people right now, you guys, there's people in everybody's life. They're not tarot readers. They're not even counselors or psychologists. Nope, nothing like that. But what they are your friends and your neighbors, and even the people that you run into on the street, where you just smile at them and you make eye contact. And what I'm discovering is that we can receive so much love from people that are not even professional helpers. But if you open yourself to receive from the heart of humanity, you'd be shocked and amazed how uplifted you feel. I call that social currency. It's like really using your social contacts as currency to feed your own soul. So thank you, Lady Death. I know you've been here before. I appreciate you. Let's see what the moon message is for you. And we have, here's our beautiful what's the name of this deck here? And I usually have here it is. I just want to show you guys. I try to show more often. This is the Moonology Manifesting deck. It's like a tongue twister. So, okay, so let's take a peek here at our full moon card for you, Lady Death. And we have the first quarter moon in Sag and believe in your good luck. Okay, Lady Death, this is so interesting because when I see your name, Lady Death, it makes me very curious because I wonder what it is that you do, why that name, and so the black and white, the life and death part of it. And my sense is that with this card, that there's a part of you who kind of thinks luck is wishy-washy, that having good luck somehow doesn't have the same impact as being skilled. A lot of times, if you're in the manifesting world, we don't like to use a word like luck because we think we are manifesting, and you can manifest correctly and life becomes better, or you can manifest incorrectly and life doesn't work. And what I have found over 20 years of mentoring people with their manifestations is that it's good to believe in good luck. Good luck is a more socially acceptable way of looking at having a charmed life. Yes, there are words that can be used that are in the manifesting world, but quite frankly, most of our friends and family don't use that language. So I challenge you, Lady Death, to see yourself as a lucky person. Jessica Heslip is my favorite right now. I'm actually working in one of her programs. She's doing an inner child workshop coming up next week. Her a meditation that she called, or it's not, it's affirmations called the Lucky Girl Syndrome, are just wonderful. And just feeding your brain, feeding your mind the idea that you are very lucky, looking yourself right in the mirror, making eye contact with yourself, and saying out loud, I am the luckiest person I know. Things are always working out for me. I am so lucky people don't even recognize me from last year. I'm so lucky that people come up to me and say, why are you so lucky? I wouldn't be surprised at all, Lady Death, if some human in the next couple weeks comes up to you and says, you're so lucky. And may that reflect back on today's reading. So, what is it that you need to let go of? I think that, well, let's pull our tarot. Lady Death, can you believe it? That's pretty cool, isn't it? I love that. Now, I'm a Scorpio, and this is my card. And so when I very first started reading cards, which was well over probably close to 30 years ago now, I was frightened of this card and I didn't understand what it meant. And when I did readings, I thought, does this mean that somebody's going to die? No. But it does mean that a part of your life, a part of your patterns, a part of how you do things is ready to let go. Okay. There's something in you, and I think you know what it is, Lady Death, a habit or a pattern that has been kind of on your mind, and you've been wanting to let it go, but you haven't been sure. And this is telling you this is the time. You are in a very lucky piece of time right now. Between today and Wednesday, there's a wide open door, and this is true for all y'all, not just Lady Death, to let go of something that is not serving you anymore. Something inside of you is pulling you down like an anchor because you don't need it anymore. And you may feel that if you give up this pattern or this habit, that your luck will shift away, that something about this is beneficial and you don't want to give it up. But no, no, no. There is something in the way you do things that doesn't serve you. Now, I can tell you for me personally, with my personal readings and my mentors, something has changed drastically in the last month. I'm not eating the same stuff. I'm not drinking the same stuff. I'm not, something has shifted, and I simply don't have the appetite I used to. I can't explain it. It's just gone. There was no suffering in it. It was just my appetite changed. So, an affirmation I might suggest for anybody that feels affinity for this reading is, even though I don't know how, I am totally free right now. Even though I don't know how, that habit is behind me now. Even though I don't know how, that pattern no longer hurts me now. Even though I don't know how, I'm completely free right now. Cannot explain why that little manifestation works for me, but it always does. Okay, so let's take a peek at our card here. And it's that rabbit. See the rabbit? When the moon is in a certain position, you can see the rabbit on the moon. And the rabbit is a sign of fertility and new life, right? This is fantastic for you, Lady Death, because whatever this is that you're getting ready to let go of, but by time the next full moon rolls around, you're going to know exactly why. I just feel that so strongly for you. Look at that. I choose to take a higher perspective and widen my views. This could not be a stronger reading, Lady Death. I would love, love, love to, if any of you, any of these moon readings, if they're striking you and you want to reach out and just touch base with me, I would love to hear from you. Yesterday, I got a gorgeous email from a woman in so deeply to her, and her story to me just helped me understand the trust it takes to deliver these messages as they come and not try to censor them or change them into something they're not. And any of you who want to dive deep, you want a private reading, absolutely. There's nothing I love better. So if you'd like a private reading, you can take a look at this website, manifestfaster.com, and it will show you the way to order yourself a reading. Okay, so I'm looking at the time. Oops, hang on. Okay, I froze up there for a second. I'm looking at the time. I have time for one more person, and I'm going to use this last person for our collective, another ambassador. I should call these ambassador readings. I'm going to be back tonight. I'm going to be back tonight. I'm going to do some more, rather, I'm just going to have another tarot party because it's just too fun. So, Patty, thank you so much. I feel grateful for all the luck I had in my life. That is the perfect finish for us tonight because I do believe there's luck for us if we claim it. Oh, see, my candle just went out. So I feel that's a sign. My own angels and guides are saying, okay, Catherine, time to rest and time to get ready for tonight's reading. I don't usually do two in a day anymore. I used to, but I just feel there's so much juice here with the full moon. I definitely want to dive in. So, my dear Patty, thank you so much. Patty, are you Have you been a follower of me? I know I have a Patty that very often puts comments on my short videos, and if that's you, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, okay? So let's pull our tarot and let's go have our reading for Patty. What is it that the universe has for you? I feel when I look at this little figure, Patty, I feel like you are between two worlds. That part of you does not want to believe. It's hard to believe in luck because it just feels so random. And why are some people lucky and others not? And also, Patty, there is an energy that can be a limiting belief. And that is when you're aware, as lucky as you are, you're so aware that other people are not as lucky as you. Now, right when I said that, this candle went out. So I feel this is so important for you, Patty, that the world will not be a better place if you're less lucky. And that's true for all of you guys. If you have blessings in your life, don't let yourself feel guilty about that. That's your life walk because we need for all of us to stand in our blessings and be so grateful as we learn to accept ourselves during this very tricky full moon in Aquarius, the big challenge to accept yourself. I feel like this being stuck between two worlds. For some reason, that phrase comes to me, Patty. So let's take a look. Oh, can you just keep thank you cards, practice gratitude. I'm so grateful. And you guys who follow me, you know I call it the gratitude club because if you come to fish out of water, you're going to have to practice being grateful. If you repeat the same question over and over again, chances are you're going to get booted out because if you don't understand the power of gratitude, you just won't resonate with my channel. I changed my life. I'm alive because of gratitude because when I got sick in 2007, I already knew all this stuff. I was plenty mad at first when that diagnosis came. I was plenty mad. And it took me a while to practice gratitude, but I did. I forced myself to. Have you guys ever heard of Ho'oponopono? Ho'oponopono is when you repeat this affirmation over and over. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I don't have time and I don't have the experience to teach you why that works, but I laid in bed sick as a dog, chemotherapy, sick as a dog. And somehow I would force my mind and my mouth to say, thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And then I felt I was speaking to my own body. Thank you, body. I love you, body. I'm sorry, body. Please forgive me, body. So if there's somebody that needs to hear that today, take it to heart. I'm still alive today and I credit gratitude 100%. So let's look. I don't see any people. Do you? Let's look. I don't see any. This looks like a tiger's eye crystal. So you might want to look at tiger's eye in the, just look it up and see the spiritual meaning. I think that's going to be very powerful for you, Patty. But I see this wide open spaces, okay? Wide open spaces and the joy of celebrating the moon. So I definitely recommend that you get outside into full moon energy. Even if it's cloudy where you are, make a point, Patty, and everybody who's hearing me, take time to go outside. Bring yourself to the presence of the moon. Many of our characters in today's readings, the figure was pictured. And I don't recall one where there was not a figure. So I feel like the moon is inviting you to come outside and sit in its presence. Okay, let's grab our tarot. Okay, Six of Swords. So, Patty, what we see here, let me just hold it closer so you can see it. What we're seeing is that you are coming out of a time of rocky waters. You're coming out of a time that was very challenging to you. You're still in the midst. You're not across the shore yet, but can you see how smooth the water is here? So as you go across here, imagine that that your guardian angel is guiding this boat forward, and there's nothing for you to do. There's no action that you need to do to help your divine helpers because they are helping you. But the idea of forming gratitude when you're not at your destination yet. The affirmation I might suggest here is, even though I don't know how, things are so much easier now. Even though I don't know how, I'm clearing all that negativity now. Even though I don't know how, a brighter future is ahead of me now. Okay, those kinds of affirmations will bring you abundant peace of mind. Also, I can't help but be aware of this dragon, and it is the year of the dragon. So that might be, if you're a year of the dragon person, that might be part of what's going on for you. But I like that he's riding the back of the dragon. So the acceptance of gratitude that even though dragon energy may have bit you and you may have been stung, the truth is that as you ride that energy through and learn how to be grateful, you're going to facilitate and make this an easier journey for you and your person and your energy. Okay, so here is our last card. This is from the Moon Magic deck. Again, another one of these tiny decks that I just love. And this is our final card. Let's take a peek. This does look like a grateful person, doesn't it? Raising their hands in gratitude. Let's see. Gratefully, I surrender my struggle. Yes, such a gorgeous message for you, my dear Patty, because you're struggling right now and you don't need to be. Unfortunately, you're not where you want to be, but gratefully, you're not where you used to be. Learning how to be grateful in the midst of the struggle is going to get you through. It kept me alive and it's keeping me alive. So go to the description box. There's something called the Worry Cure. Just tap that link and it'll take you to a tool that I actually invented. I created the tool myself because I wanted to find a way to change my story. If you change how you're telling the story of your life will change. One of my shorts today is on the top, it says abracadabra. And so you want to take a look at that because your life is going to change if you change how you talk about it. All right. What a fantastic set of readings. Thank you for being with me today in the tarot party. And we are going to return. I'm going to be back tonight. Some of you guys will be sound asleep because different time zone, but I'm feeling drawn to jump back into the cards. It will be after dark. And we're going to have a second tarot party today because the energy is so juicy. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of the people that are waiting in line right now. I love and respect you so much. Thank you for honoring this reading. I'm going to go back and put the timestamps in so that you can go immediately to each of these 3 card readings in review. And also remember, part of the magic of the collective readings is to align yourself, make a decision to receive it as if it's your own. I want to say before I go that the readers that I'm recommending today, Dog Star Tarot, definitely want to follow Dog Star. We want to follow Green Aventurine and make sure you look at her shorts. You're going to fall in love with them. And then my favorite pick a card reader right now is White Feather Tarot. White Feather is she does readings for the collective, but they feel so personal. You'll think she's reading for you personally. These are 3 people I respect so much, and I know that they will bless you. Okay, so go forth and prosper. Have a gorgeous full moon day. Make sure that you get outside at the nighttime, wherever you are in the world. Take a moon bath tonight, and trust that even though you don't know how, you're feeling so much more in alignment right now. Love you all. We'll see you later. Bye.